What motivates you more, your goals or comparing to other people, comparing to your peers, comparing to your friends? I think if you asked me, I would probably say my goals, but I wonder if that's my ego answering, and we're going to get deeper into that today.
I've been thinking a lot about influence and what influences people and how to be a better leader. And I was thinking to myself, I think 3 things influence people a lot. Number 1 is goals. I think that's actually the rarest. Number 2 is your peers, your peer group. And number 3 is your feelings. And I think that if you do want to achieve success, you're going to have to focus on being influenced by your goals more than your peers and your feelings.
Next Level Nation, today for episode number 2072, let's be real about your goals. Alan said to me, he said, let's do an episode on what inspires you more. I think he said motivates, not inspires. What motivates you more, your goals or your peers? We're doing this on a Saturday. Alan and I were having some strange, funny conversations behind the scenes, so we're very lighthearted right now.
That was hilarious, man. That was good.
I did a little
promo. Pretend promo for coconut water.
Yeah.
It was, what did you say?
www.getthenut.com.
Getthenut.com.
Yeah, getthenut.com. It's a real shame that we don't do ads or sponsorships because we would knock it out of the freaking park.
You would crush.
You know what we could do?
I said 4 W's. I don't know why.
Excuse me?
www.
Good. Yeah, it's good. There's not many people there. There's not many. That's good.
It's exclusive.
You know what we could do? And again, I'm gonna waste everybody's time really quickly here. What we could do, and they've done this on like various late night television shows. We could do like fake made up parody ads. That would be funny. I'm gonna come with one for a future episode.
I did have a moment, production team, real quick. We're not gonna do this right now, but we used to have bloopers way back.
Yes.
If we did still have bloopers, that would have been one of them, for sure.
We could do it. We could do a monthly blooper reel. All right. I was on a podcast recently, and I said for most of my life, I felt like I was circumstantially different than everybody else, and it was beyond my control. I grew up without a dad. That was always weird. We didn't have a lot of money. Family was strange. I always felt different, and I never felt like I was in control of the difference. And I said, then I started making decisions that actually made me different than other people on purpose. Trained to be a professional fighter. Nobody does that shit. What are you laughing at?
I had this unbelievable urge to jump in and say, wait, you didn't have a dad?
I didn't.
I'm sorry.
I did.
I'm in a weird mood.
He exists, just not to me.
You grew up without a father?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not something you're supposed to joke about, but you and me.
We both did. So we can. Who's going to tell me I can't joke about it? This is my freaking life.
Exactly.
Right. I'm not telling you have to joke about it, but Alan and I know each other. It's like one of the pillars of this whole thing. We grew up without dads.
I'll get back into serious mode.
It's okay. Saturday.
Exactly.
Taryn's doing something, vacuuming or making a shake.
Good vibe. It's a good vibe episode.
It is a good vibe. So all that to be said, that I think I am probably more motivated by my goals than my peers, because for a long time, my goals and the goals of my peers were different. So if I was motivated by my peers, I wouldn't have accomplished my goals to start. And I also don't necessarily expect, I don't know. I expect the necessity to be motivated by my goals more than anything else. Is that not normal, you think?
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think that you were less motivated by your peers than other people out of necessity. Because you didn't believe in yourself and you didn't think you'd be successful, so you were really scared to let other people influence you, I think. And
yeah, so that's fair.
And you also had this weird thing where you wanted to be different. You
love it.
You loved being different.
I still do. I still love it.
So you would purposely run in the other direction of anything common.
I got a lot of significance.
I
think I got a lot of significance from that. I think for most of my life, I felt extremely insignificant because of it. And then eventually it was like, oh, interesting. People treat me a little bit, people treat me a little bit different now that I want to like fight professionally, even though they don't believe in me, but it's like, they don't believe in me because it's a really random thing. Interesting. Then the podcast thing, it's like, nobody really believes in that either, but it was unique. So there was something about it.
Yeah, what is that about? You are very influenced by staying unique.
I don't know. I like it. It's important. It's important to me.
It's probably one of the reasons you've stuck around with me. Very unique. It's a very unique relationship we have. It's a very unique business we've created. I'm a very different human.
For sure.
Different.
What are you? Are you more motivated by your goals or your peers?
Goals.
Yeah.
But peers was second, for sure.
Well, there's only two.
They were
of them.
in conflict.
There's only two of them, so that would have to be number one and number two.
No, there's three. I said it in the opening.
Sorry.
You weren't listening to my cold open.
No, I got lost when you said www.getthenut.com.
Get the nut. Do not go there.
Me. Yeah, no,
Seriously, definitely don't go there.
Does it exist?
It was about coconut water.
Yeah. Does it exist? I don't know. If it does exist, you don't want to.
Probably not about coconut water.
No, it's definitely not.
It's all fake. Don't do any of that. The three things that I think influence people most: goals. I don't know why I lead with the rarest one. Goals, and then peers. There's a Harvard study. 94% of your results in life come down to your reference group, which is your peers. And I would have to dig deeper to figure out how reliable that metric is. That sounds a little extreme, but I do think that's a huge part of it. Even my clients, I have 20 clients that I coach in business, and I was talking to a client last night and I said, we're going to get you past 100K this year, 150 next year, and then 250 in the third year. Thoughts? She said, and I could tell she was uncomfortable. And I said, what do you think? And she said, well, I know it's going to take a lot. I'm a little scared. I said, I appreciate the honesty. We can get you there. And also, if you're not going for that, you got to tell me, because I'm probably the wrong coach for you. Because in all honesty, I don't want to help people who don't want to maximize their potential. I know we can do it. There's no question. But I need to know you want to do it too, because otherwise I'm just going to be a pain in your ass. And I'm sick of doing that. I'm sick of being a pain in people's ass, right? If you have big goals and you want to grind toward them and you want to build momentum and believe in yourself and aim high and work hard, you're going to love me. But if you want to hang out, you're going to fucking hate me. And I just don't want to play that game anymore. So, hate's a strong word, but so what influences me most is goals, but I was overly influenced by peers for sure.
I'm sure I was at a time. I don't know. I think back to maybe.
What about Matt? He influenced you a bunch.
Yes, and I think the influence was I knew in certain things I was going to be the leader. So it wasn't that I was influenced by somebody else's example. My wife is hammering the vacuum right now, right outside the office.
I can hear it.
I think she thinks I told her it was the chief officer's call because we were supposed to have the chief officer's call. So
yeah, that's my bad.
No, it's okay. I could have communicated it. It's all good. That's my wife. For those of you who can hear, she's currently vacuuming and hammering against the door. Love her to death. That's my baby.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. I think I'm more influenced by the example I'm trying to set as opposed to the example somebody else is setting. So I would say I am motivated, but maybe not in the way that I originally thought we were going to go.
Real quick though, this is what I've gathered. You correct me if I'm wrong. Kev he says people love it when you tell them about them.
Especially me.
I'm going to tell you about you.
Please.
What I've observed is that you always have someone you're following in fitness. So Sam Sulik.
Mm-hmm. Same.
You always have someone setting the pace. In business, it's me. In personal growth, I would say it's me. In being a good person, it's Taryn. In finance, it's Matt.
Yeah, no, it's you. It's you.
Okay. It was Matt for a time.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And Sam Sulik in fitness, how often do you watch him?
Not as often as you think.
Oh, really?
So here's the thing. Taryn asked me that. She's like, what's Sam up to? And I was like, what? She said, Sam. On YouTube. Boy. He is my boy. He just doesn't know it yet. And I said, I haven't been watching Sam lately. And she said, why? What did he do? And I said, he didn't do anything. He's bulking. I'm cutting.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm bulking and he's bulking, Sam, I need you to cut again, man. What are we doing? When I'm bulking and he's bulking, 2 peas in a pod. When I'm cutting and he's cutting, 2 peas in a pod.
I love that Taryn said, what did he do? Because you've had many
Yeah, most of my heroes have fallen. Sam is still
there.
Still there. I mean, I feel like he's a good person.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he is. He's humble, even though he's
honest.
Seems like he's super honest. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say maybe once a week, if that, at this point.
Yeah. Well, you're very selective with who you let influence you, I've noticed.
I can't, it's very hard for me to be influenced by people I don't like. It's very hard. I'm at the stage now, like when I go on podcasts and people say a name with somebody I don't resonate with, I just don't react at all. Rather than going like, I just look. Somebody was like, oh yeah, Grant Cardone, the ultimate salesman. And I was like, I've read his book. It's terrible. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Not a fan.
The next step is, not a fan.
I do that occasionally.
You don't want to break rapport. It's tough.
Yeah,
it's challenging. That's got to be one of the hardest parts about podcasting is just how do you stay in rapport?
You're going to offend someone, and the last person you want to offend is the person sitting across the microphone from you.
It doesn't make for a great interview when the whole premise of the interview, you're like, well, I don't really think that's true.
It does make it challenging.
And then they're, and it's a whole thing. Hello, NLU listener. Thank you, as always, for listening to Next Level University. Real quick, I just want to jump in and let you know about the Next Level Dreamliner. This is a journal that I use every single day. Achieve your dreams 90 days at a time. It breaks down your dreams into goals, milestones, and daily habits. We hope you enjoy it. The link will be in the show notes. I've gotten, I think, better at that. I think that's been really good. Okay, back to the point of the episode. What influences you, listener or viewer? Peers, goals, or feelings? Peers, goals, or feelings? Feelings. The argument I would make, what I would advocate for, not argument, what I would advocate for is if you want to be more successful, it's almost like are your goals a byproduct of your peers, or are your peers a byproduct of your goals? Because I think when I went to college and I went to engineering school, my peers were a byproduct of my goals because I surrounded myself with the smartest kids I could that were also in computer engineering because I needed help. I mean, it was not an easy program. That was one of the hardest things I've ever done. And I partied a lot, so it was even harder. I didn't make it easier. And I feel like a lot of my peers were predicated on my goals. And I actually think in hindsight, that's why I think some of my friends, I know for a fact that a lot of my friends from my past are upset with me. And if I could talk to any of them, I would say, I think that my peers are a byproduct of my goals more than, for me, friendships are not just friendships. Like my relationship with Emilia was a byproduct of the mission we're on. We've had co-hosted events with people in the past, and some of them were upset that we kind of moved on really quickly from them. And one of them felt used. And I said, listen, we had to keep going. I don't want you to feel that way, but we're never going to stop. We've done 8 years of events in a row. We're not going to stop. And I think a lot of people feel hurt by that, but my relationship with the team, Amy Lenius, you, Christina, Brandon, if there's anyone I'm missing, I know there's a bunch I'm missing. But the point is, all of those relationships are a byproduct of something much bigger than me. And I wonder if it's almost like I'm really close with a lot of my clients. That's based on goals. I'm not just friends with these people to be friends with them. Every conversation we have is to reach our goals and dreams. Every relationship I have is a byproduct of me trying to reach my potential and help others do the same. And that's who I am and that's my purpose. But when I was younger, I didn't know that. And I wish I did, because I could have said, hey, by the way, don't be offended if we don't hang out like we used to. I have to grow past this level. Like the next level, if you're not coming with me, that's fine. But I'm going to keep going to the next level.
I think that's why it's so lonely, because when goals change, relationships change.
Yeah.
And I think that's why growth is so hard, especially if your relationships are based on growth. No, I think they all should be to a degree. I don't know what the right amount is. I think the right amount, the right percentage is based on you. Obviously, you and I's relationship is all about growth. If
Goals and growth. Yeah, 100%.
right? But my relationship with Matt is not the same percentage as it is with you.
Yeah.
Right, wrong, or indifferent, I don't know.
But it's still some goals.
Yes. Yeah.
He has big goals as well.
Yeah.
And if he didn't, I wonder if that relationship would work.
I don't know. Last time we were talking a bunch about fitness and money and mindset. Like there's always some level of growth in the conversation, but it's not necessarily. Yeah, for me, if he decided to change his goals tomorrow completely, I don't know how much it would actually affect me.
It would a little. Back when me, you, and him worked out together, we all did fitness shows at that time. It makes sense. My peers have always been a byproduct of my goals. I don't think I ever fully understood that to the extent I do now. I wish I had been more clear about that, honestly.
I feel like I did most of the stuff first. I feel like, so my friend group really valued cars. I got the first nice car, and then everybody got a nice car after I did.
Yeah.
I got the first tattoo, and then everybody got tattoos after I did. I did the first fitness show, then everybody did the fitness show after I did. I feel like for me, it was always, I want to do something different. And then not everybody, again,
that's leadership.
There's like 3 fucking people I'm not talking about like an entire group of humans. There's 3 people. Maybe 2 people at times.
3,000 people.
Maybe
did a fitness
one.
Show.
Maybe
Kevin
one
got
person.
A tattoo, and then
everybody.
In the
I was the
planet
first
just...
person to ever even have one, to even think about it. But I think for me, it was always, the goal might have been significance. The goal might have been perception. It wasn't that other people were doing it and I wanted to do it. I didn't know any podcasters at the beginning of this. That's why I wanted to do it. I don't know anybody personally that's podcasting. Let me start a freaking podcast. Nobody else that I know is doing it other than you.
Now there's a lot.
But I don't think I did it.
It's a good trend.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool to think about. You've been a leader without even knowing it.
Yeah, and no getting no credit. No credit from these people either. Unfortunately.
No credit for the kid.
No. Well, that's a good lesson for me, because I think even if you're not actually motivated by your peer group, but if you're doing it because you want to be different than your peer group, you are technically motivated by your peer group, just not in the same way.
I never realized this. This will be my next level lesson. I know we got to jump. The goals you choose in advance will change your peers.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this. Me and my best friend growing up, we were supposed to go to the same college. We both wanted to go to WPI, and he didn't get in. And it was never the same. We were never as close. And it makes perfect sense. I would go to his college, UMass Amherst, and party, and he'd come to WPI and we'd party, but it was never, I was closer with my roommates. I was closer with the other people in engineering. And these things do, like, he started smoking a lot of weed. I started partying, and I didn't like weed and he did. And we just grew apart, because when you set a new goal, you have to take a new path to get there. And that path, you might not be able to take the same car. You kind of can't, to be honest. You mathematically can't. That's why industries in the podcasting space, there's certain people that are well known, and then out in the world, there aren't. It's just like in film. One of my friends growing up is in film in Boston. He knows everybody in Boston that does film. It's a very small, it's a quote unquote small world. Everything's industry specific. When I was in industrial automation, there's certain companies everybody knows. And there's certain companies no one knows when I talk at a barbecue. And so, yeah, your peers are a byproduct of your goals. If you have no goals, most likely your peers are just whatever you stumbled upon.
Or the people that have always been there.
Yeah.
I used to hear songs and think that was like a badge of honor. Like you're friends with the same people you were always friends with. If you all grew together, awesome. But if you're just friends with them because you're just still friends with them, I feel like that's doing somebody a disservice. If somebody has grown and the other people, like, I'm not saying you can't. I've been friends with Matt since I was in high school, but we've grown enough together in our own unique ways to make sure it's actually valuable to one another. So,
yeah.
All right, that's my next level lesson, because we do have to hop. Dreamliner on Amazon, if you're looking to be more consistent when it comes to journaling, a lot of perspective, a lot of reflection. Alan is holding it up. It's on Amazon. He prefers the hardcover. It might take a week to get to you. I've never had the softcover, so I don't even know what it is like, but I also have the hardcover.
If you want to join book club, It is 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Saturday, and we're reading a book called Reset. I'm actually late to book club.
No. You're going to be on time.
I'm about to be on book club right now. It is a group of next level people brainstorming every single week about how to make their life better and reach their potential. If you want to reach your potential and you want to brainstorm with great people, that is the place for you. The registration link will be in the show notes.
As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we don't have fans. We have family. We will talk to you all tomorrow.
Keep it next level. Next Level Nation.